Hello everybody, how's it going? It's me, Crendor, back again with another video. Today, I want to talk about Warhammer. That's not Warcraft. So I've obviously been a big fan of Warhammer stuff for a long time, right? Blood Bowl. I've been playing Blood Bowl for years at this point. I do my Blood Bowl league every week now. I do a game a week for the Blood Bowl viewer league. Over on Twitch, and then I upload the VODs here. And I used to play, well, I didn't like play. I used to pretty much collect Warhammer stuff back in like 8th grade. So 2003? And just recently I was thinking about it and I was like, I kind of miss that, right? That was one of my favorite things was me and my friends, we'd collect Warhammer stuff, kind of like trading cards, right? Like you would collect trading cards, and a lot like that. We didn't know how to play the game, kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon or any of that. We didn't know how to play it, but we enjoyed having the little miniature figures, the little guys, and just trying to build them, even though we weren't very good. I remember they were metal, and I attempted to, I think we bought the glue, and I like tried to glue them, and there's like glue globs like spilling out. I wasn't very good at it, but I enjoyed it, right? And I remember my friend bought the big Warhammer box, and he was the humans. I think it was just orcs and humans in the box, right? And then my other friend was orcs, and then they're like, you can play whatever you want, because I didn't get, the big box thing. I guess they like, their parents got it for them, or like whatever. And so I was looking at everything, and I was like, dude, I like the lizard men. And that's the reason I played Lizard Men in Blood Bowl, right? Little Skittles, all that stuff, was because back in 8th grade, I played Lizard Men in actual Warhammer, played. And I remember I had some of the Saurus Warrior dudes. I had the Slan Priest guy on his floating thing. And I was feeling nostalgic recently, right? And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna see if I can find one of those old school manuals. So I remember being on vacation one time, and I just read through the entire like Warhammer manual. I think it was like 6th edition. And I was like, yo, and I remember just reading it in the car, being like, this is great, And I also remember trying to make my own what do you call it? I guess not like base, but like game board thing. And I tried to make like a lizard map. And it's just a big piece of cardboard with like some rocks and moss glued to it. Is like Microsoft Paint versions of actual Warhammer stuff, essentially. So, I had a lot of fun still, right? Like it was a fun little hobby thing, even though I wasn't very good at it. So now, recently, I was like, I want to read those things again. So I bought the old Lizard Man book on like, I just randomly found it on eBay. I asked chat, and chat was like, hey, you could probably find it there. So I did. And I was, looking at all the things in it, and I was like, why don't I just, like, go get more Warhammer stuff and, like, paint it, right? Like, I would be better at building the things now. I'd be better at painting the things now. And the problem was I'm like, well, do they still have the old Warhammer Fantasy? So everybody was like, well, now it's Age of Sigmar. Right? Apparently that's like their new line. They change rules. They change a bunch of stuff. I just wanted to paint and build Lizard Men again, right? So I went and I bought... oh god. The Seraphon. Apparently they changed the Lizard Men name to Seraphon. I don't know why. I guess maybe they changed some... I don't know. I need to read the lore. And from what I've seen from the lore so far, some people are like, they made it worse. And then some people are like, blah, blah, but some people don't care. I'm probably one of the people that don't care. I mainly just want to, paint and, maybe play with the Lizard Man. I don't know. I might even, like, make videos or stream it. I think that's a strong possibility. I think that would be fun, just to make a video out of, like, painting or building, or to live stream it or something, or do both, honestly. Because I've been trying to find a hobby that isn't involving a computer. Because, you get tired, especially when you do like videos and live streaming as your job, essentially, of being at a computer. And so I'm like, I want something where I can just be away from the computer. And so I was like, this is actually a really good a really good hobby to do, you know, just making miniatures and painting them and doing all that. And now that I'm older and have at least somewhat more artistic ability, if you want to say that, I think it'd be fun. And I think it'd be fun to actually share it with all of you as well. And showing off like what I'm doing as like a little series or something. Maybe like, hey, you know, this is a guy I'll be painting for a video. So like, for example, in this box, right? All right, it's glitching out. My shitty green screen app. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, big dinosaur guy. You got the Saurus Knights and you got the regular Knights. So maybe I'll like take a couple, or Saurus Warriors, excuse me. And maybe I'll paint a couple just for like the stream and like, or videos, and be like, hey, what do you want me to color them or whatever. And then I don't know if I do the same with the big guy, because obviously, you know, he's the most expensive one, so I'd rather do it however I wanted. But maybe a knight as well. We'll see. I think it'd be a fun little thing to do. Just because, I don't know, I've always really enjoyed Warhammer. So, I just wanted to make a video talking about my nostalgia about Warhammer, the things I plan on doing, and pretty much if anybody wants to share any information, like if you have any nostalgia with like Warhammer. I know a lot of people play 40k. I know TB used to play 40k. I'm not a big 40k person. I'm not a big like space, you know, like Marines. It's more like StarCrafty, with like the space orcs and the space team, like all that, and the spaceships. I'm more like medieval fantasy. But you know, feel free to tell me like your nostalgic stories about Warhammer stuff. Or just miniature things, and how long you've been playing, or if like you recently got back into it, or oh god, I picked up like all these little look at that one, boop. Or if this inspired you to kind of go get back into it, or you know, whatever. I'd like to hear about it, or maybe just painting or building. Any tips? I could use all the tips I can get, because it's probably gonna be a bumpy ride for me. And there's some other ones. Yeah, I almost played these guys. They're like the Beast Warriors or something. They're like ogres on wolves and mammoths and yetis and shit. I was like, this is awesome. I'd play these guys in Blood Bowl. I almost picked them instead of Lizardmen, but I had to go Lizardmen. But I was like, if I enjoy this enough, and it becomes like a real hobby to me, then I wouldn't mind buying some of these. Or even just like if people like these videos and streams enough, and like me painting them and doing all that, I wouldn't mind like buying a bunch of other guys just doing that. And yeah, we'll see where it goes. We'll see what happens. And there's some more Lizardman stuff, but yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty excited. I've been looking around, seeing like how everybody paints things differently and does things differently. And one of my favorite things is like how people do the base, right? The environment, essentially. As you know, I'm big in like the aesthetic and environment of everything. So the idea of like taking a lizard man and being like, you know what? Maybe he's gonna be a desert lizard man, or maybe he's gonna be like an underwater lizard man, or you know, like theming them differently. I think that's really cool, and adding like all little elements like shells and grass and skulls and all that. So I'm really excited to get back into it. And again, if you got any tips about building or painting or just collecting or playing the game, whatever it is, leave it in the comments below. Let me know. And yeah, I just wanted to share my excitement, all my ideas. And if you got any ideas for videos about like building and painting or whatever, leave those in the comments too. So thank you for listening, watching, whatever you're doing. And I'll see you next time. Okay? Okay. See ya.